Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another episode of the greatest basketball podcast on the planet. NBA refs are out here tossing around flagrant twos like candy. It's really getting ridiculous. Knicks taking a commanding 3-1 lead. But before all that, man, we got to start with Steph Curry and the Warriors rallying at home to even the series at 2-2. I'm Tyler here with my brother, my dog, my co-host, Faraz. How you feeling?
Feeling good today, my bro. You already know, another day of NBA playoff basketball, another day of NBA playoff hoop plug. And I got with me, as always, my brother, my dog, my co-host, Stir to the Fried Ty. Tyler, how you feeling today on this illustrious hoop plug Sunday, bro?
Yo, I'm feeling good in the playoff spirit, man. Things are getting good, and I'm feeling just the same, bro.
Good.
Draymond hit the court, couldn't wait to get back because it only took him about 60 seconds to pick up a first tech, picking up where he left off, bro. Crazy.
You know, your boy's under the weather, but that ain't stopped me from being on the edge of my seat in this Warrior Kings series, man. After holding the league's highest scoring offense, the Sacramento Kings, to under 100 points for only the fifth time this season, right? The Draymond Green-less Warriors were able to get a game back at home. Game 4, Draymond returns from the bench, and you said it, business as usual, putting them in tough positions, tricky predicaments, off rip, and it looks like Dre isn't as effective to this Warriors team as he once was. They're still able to hold on to the game, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know if holding on was it. I think the Kings just didn't win it.
Yeah, I mean, we know what he's alluding to by now, bro. Warriors up with 42 seconds left, 5-point lead and possession. Steph misplaying the end of the game, trying to call a timeout when, he didn't have any left. And then Monk hits the technical. Kings get a stop. D-Fucks living up to the clutch board that he won, that no one knows about, no one cares about, but he won it, and he hit the clutch 3, showed y'all why. All of a sudden, we got a 1-point game. Harrison Barnes gets it because they're doubling Fox. 2-1. The shot is up, but no good. Back rim, bro, and the Warriors escape, even in this series, man. A lot closer than it felt like it should have been, but either way, 2-2, headed back to Sac.
It's Steph Curry with the brain fart, showing shades of some C. Webb in the Fab Five Michigan days, man. You know, where they actually ended up losing the game. But, man, barely able to keep it together. This Sacramento Kings team has shown us why they've been so scary all season, why they hold the ranking that they do and the standings that they do in the NBA playoffs so far. This is not a team that's going to lay down. The Warriors were able to squeak by. Barely, you know what I'm saying? But unless the Warriors can really get it together, really show us their championship pedigree, this series is anybody's game, you know?
Facts. Game 3, it was De'Aaron Fox and not really much else, right? All the others really struggled, as we expected and talked about for a young team heading on the road in what's going to be a wild environment down there in the Bay. But Game 4, that really wasn't the case because Keegan Murray, only 1 year under his belt, looked like a calm, cool, collected cat out there. He was knocking down threes, coming off picks. Kevin Huerter has to get going for this Kings team, but De'Aaron Fox was him. Again, 30 points per game this series. He's not stopping. There's no one on that Golden State roster that can slow him down, and that's been apparent. But the reason Golden State was able to pick this one out, not only because they're a terrific home team for like the umpteenth year in a row, but Steph was great. Clay was in Game 6 mode, few nights early. Hey. And there was a pool party. There was a pool party in the Bay, bro. So when they get buckets from those 3 guys, they're going to be in a good position to win. That with Draymond actually making his presence felt. Some very key defensive stops. It's a 2-on-1 fast break. The Kings should definitely score. Somehow Draymond's able to rip the ball from Domantas Sabonis. That's the reason he's going to get paid this offseason. I mean, it's the intangibles. He plays with that fiery edge. We saw him pick up that technical. There was a couple moments there where he probably could have got his second and got kicked out again because he's always towing that line, but he has to be a plus for his team. So we saw what happened in the finals last year with Boston when everyone was like, Draymond, chill. He sucked. If you take that fire out of him, he's just average Joe.
Yeah, man. And honestly, barring a Harrison Barnes missed 3, you know Harrison Barnes is feeling for his old teammates. He said, you know what? We ain't going to do you like that. I've been on the other side so many times. We going to do y'all like that. But no, in all seriousness, no, I mean, barring that missed 3, I mean, the Warriors lose this game. They go down 3-1. They find themselves in a very tricky, very tough predicament, right? Barely able to squeeze by. I say it again. I think the key matchup for this Warriors team going forward is going to be the Steph Curry, De'Aaron Fox matchup. De'Aaron Fox, so far, basically in every single game, has outplayed Steph Curry. Steph Curry has the better team, the more experienced team. It shows. De'Aaron Fox with a younger, quicker team. That's going to be the difference maker. If Steph Curry could at least outperform or play to the level that Fox is playing on the offensive end and actually hold his own a little bit more on the defensive end, that's the key in the series for the Warriors. For the Kings, they're going to need everybody. It's a team effort. We've seen what De'Aaron Fox has been bringing to the table every single day. Ballin, I mean, one of the most standout performers of the playoffs so far this year. So it's not to say he's doing anything wrong. The key for the Kings now is they need everybody to put it together.
Yeah, and they're going to be headed back to the building they play extremely well in. The Warriors are going to have to win a road game, at least one, if they want to win this series. So let's see if they can do that in Game 5. All right, y'all, we're switching gears. No LeVar Ball. Go ahead. What you got a final thought?
The beam is lit.
Cavs Knicks, bro. As soon as I saw that dumb photo after Game 2, I knew the Cavs were cooked. Here's why, bro. They felt like they won it all. Just a young team that had no clue what they were about to walk into, how difficult it would be in the playoffs to win on the road, not to mention in Madison Square Garden. You gave up home court advantage. You split 2 home games and you're celebrating? Come on, bro.
You can't sleep on this Knicks team. And to be quite frank, besides Julius Randle just going home, like, I don't even know, like, he wasn't performing tonight. I don't know if there was no injury, right?
He's coming off an injury, but
he played like a used panty, you know, and not the kind that most people like, all right? Besides Julius Randle, everything we talked about for the Knicks that needs to happen, happened. I mean, RJ Barrett, his first 20-point-plus performance of the playoffs so far. Mitchell Robinson, his first double-double of the playoffs so far.
Line, bro.
But the problem is, right, you can't say something like that and everybody starts
just
looking at you away. All right, but now, man, everything we needed from the Knicks, they're able to get it done. I mean, besides Julius Randle's performance, like I said, RJ Barrett's first 20-point performance of the playoffs so far, Mitchell's first double-double, Jalen Brunson's doing his thing, Josh Hart's got another good game. They're doing their thing. I mean, they didn't get what they needed from Emmanuel quickly. Obi Toppin doing what he can, but I feel like we could expect a little bit more from him in 20 minutes, not knocking the young fella. But overall, man, Ty, when was the last time you've seen a Knicks team in such a dominant position? I don't think I can remember a time in my lifetime. Like, genuinely, remember? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like where I was conscious.
Well, in our lifetimes, they've only made it out of the first round once, and that was with Carmelo, and they lost in the second round.
So technically,
to the Pacers.
I say that to say like 99, where they made it to the finals. We were technically alive, right? Yeah. But that's what I mean when I say that. Like, I've never seen that in the life that I can remember, you know? But this is a good thing. This is a good thing. You know, I knock you guys to boost you guys up. Knicks are looking great, man.
They are looking great. And Jalen Brunson's been great all series, but he needed some help. You mentioned it. Julius Randle, he ain't make the flight from Cleveland. We haven't seen him since the first half of Game 1. Darius Garland was coming out the first half crazy, like a bat out of hell. I don't know what JB Bickerstaff's told him in halftime, but whatever it was, you need to bottle that up and say it again. I didn't like how this offense looked for a lot of this game, which is weird, right? I felt like they should be up by 15 at half. They were only up 8. And I was like, all right, after Cleveland finished that half strong, I know this is going to be a dogfight. But Rowan, Alexander, Barrett, bro, he had a game. It's funny how fast these stories change in the postseason. Let's not forget how much doubt, negativity there was around RJ. Stephen A. calling for Tibbs to bench him, saying he doesn't even belong in this series. Before Game 3, he played 7 playoff games and was yet to have a good performance. Facing all of that scrutiny, RJ, in the most important game of his career, responded. Game 3, 19 points on 8 for 12 from the field. Following that up with 26 in a masterclass, shooting over 50% from the field in Game 4. Bro, we're seeing the growth. He just hit that next step.
RJ just took the backpack. The backpack is labeled team. He just threw it on, you know? Jalen Brunson's like, hold on. Don't think you could carry this backpack on your own because I've been doing it all so far. But thanks for sharing the weight. I mean, it's exactly what you want from RJ Barrett. Like you said, it's funny how quickly the narratives can change. We knew RJ had it in him here at the Hoop Plug. We just knew he wasn't doing his best. And I mean, I'm going to be real here, right? Shouts out RJ, shouts out the Knicks, the rest of the gang, right? But the Cavs are really the ones to blame. I mean, it looked like the bright lights and the noise of Madison Square Garden was just too much for this young team to handle. Besides Darius Garland's double-double, I mean, I don't think I'd ever see these kind of stats next to 42 minutes and Donovan Mitchell's name. I mean, that's just me keeping it a stack. If ever there's a 40-something there next to Donovan Mitchell's name, you think it's a 40 ball with points. Not 42 points, 11 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds. Donovan Mitchell had a terrible game by anyone's standards, but by his standards, he had an abysmal game, you know? And
Thank you for pointing this out, bro, because as much as I love the Knicks and they're playing well, Cavs have not been good, except for that one game where they dusted them in game 2. It's been the problem all year, even though they've had a good regular season. They can never get the best of Darius Garland while also getting the best of Donovan Mitchell. You wonder, okay, maybe 2 undersized guards, because even though Donovan Mitchell plays like he's 6'6", it's all wingspan, bro. He's 6'3". He got stocky upper body, okay?
Yeah.
And he built like Desmond Bain on the low. It's an issue. And then Jared Allen is an all-star center. Evan Mobley is supposed to be that in a year or 2. Still, they can't grab a rebound, bro. If I was a Cavs fan, I'd be picking my hair out.
And like you said, it's funny how quick the narrative changes, because early on in the series, the Knicks were the ones having issues on the glass, right? And, you know, you would never think a backcourt of Evan Mobley, a backcourt of Jared Allen would have issues grabbing rebounds, clearing the glass. I mean, these are 7-footers. These are twin towers next to each other.
A little appearance from my pops on the YouTube.
Big shouts. I'm right there with you. It's just funny how quick the narratives will change in this league, man.
So we'll see what happens next. My prediction, I do not think the Knicks win game 5 in Cleveland. That place is going to be rocking. They're going to come out hungry, backs against the wall. That doesn't even sound right. Oh my gosh. But I don't think the Knicks pull it out in Cleveland. I think they lose game 5 and then win it in the Garden, game 6.
I'm right there with you. I think the Cavs survive Quicken Loans. They give the fans one more game of home playoff basketball, and the Knicks close it out in 6 and wait for their second round demise.
Yeah, that's what I said, bro. When they started playing good, I said I smell second round exit. Damn it, that's our ceiling. I'm sticking to it.
That's a successful
If I ever
season.
start drinking Kool-Aid, bro, you better bring me down. All right.
I got you, brother. Moving on, one of the more entertaining series, one of the series that could have been a Western Conference Finals matchup. I mean, 2 powerhouses when they're both at full strength. You got the Los Angeles Clippers and the Phoenix Suns. Man, so many different points and things to touch on this series, man. Ty, why don't you start it off for us?
As you mentioned, Suns up 3-1, right? They're looking real good. KD healthy. They're figuring it out. Looks like literally every game they get more comfortable. They get better as a team.
Yeah.
But the story really hasn't been from the winning side. The story has been Russell Westbrook.
I'm glad you know.
He's playing some passionate, some intense, some run through brick walls Russell Westbrook basketball. Not only is he inspired by how things ended with the Lakers, he must have seen that Super Mario Bros. Movie and gotten inspired there as well. You see my boy pull up in them stiff ass overalls?
My boy Russell Westbrook looks like he got an outfit change, had 3 super mushrooms, and injured Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. He said, I got you. I mean, and 100 points in the playoffs with your only star being Russell Westbrook, and he gave you 37? This could have been a worse game for the Los Angeles Clippers. Big shouts out to Russell Westbrook, man. Still letting everybody know I could lead a losing team, okay?
Is this Washington, baby? Let's go. Back-to-back 30-point balls, as Frost alluded to. 14 of his game-high 37 last night in the final 10 minutes when it matters. And it was on an efficient clip, guys.
Correct.
This isn't Russell Westbrook. This was the MVP that we just saw these last 2 games. And I hope we get to see a little bit more, at least 2 games. You know, I would love to see this go to 7.
Yeah, and all this tells me is we need Carmelo Anthony back in the NBA, man. Free my boy Melo.
I'm always here for it. I'm just curious what brought that to life for you, though.
Nah, because I'm going to tell you all why, like, and how my crazy brain works, right? They were trying to demote Russell Westbrook to a bench role because of his selfishness, his lack of adapting to a smaller role. Sound familiar? Like somebody we knew from New York, you know? And eventually his reputation was so destroyed that he was about to be out the league. I mean, honestly, if it's not for Paul George, where does Russell Westbrook sign? I think the Clippers like him. You know, I think Ty Lue likes a player like Russell Westbrook. I think a player like Russell Westbrook will always have a home. It was looking pretty grim. So Russell Westbrook, in my opinion, he was going to transition on his way out of the league. 1, 2, maybe 3 years, maybe playing in some sort of 6th man, 10th man role.
You're right. It felt like he was the wrong signing away from China. Like that was very, very close. And you bring up a good point because, man, I think the Knicks missed an opportunity to get Carmelo on the roster for this farewell tour. We're up 20 at the Garden in postseason, and we're chanting for D Rose in the scrap minutes. That should be Mel. He's your guy, not ours. That's Chicago's finest. I mean, I love D Rose like we all do, but come on, that should be Carmelo Anthony being chanted. at the Garden one more time.
And we know he can do it. We saw what he did with the Lakers in little minutes. We saw what he did with the Portland Trail Blazers in more consistent minutes. Melo is a vet, just like a Russell Westbrook is. And unfortunately, with these kind of guys, people want to try and write their careers over for them. Let them do what they've done for us for the last 15, 20 years. Let them go out on their terms. Let them hang it up. But let's not change and push certain narratives, because Russell Westbrook showed us last night, he showed us in the game before, he's still got a lot left in the tank to give. And, sometimes, unfortunately, what ends careers aren't performances. What ends careers are stories and narratives. Let's hope Russell Westbrook can hang on for the remainder of his productive years. Show everybody why you got to put some respect on his name. Last series we touching on, man, the Lakers, Grizzlies, man. Lakers take a 2-1 lead at home. Dylan Brooks gets ejected early. Ja Morant's insane game of 45 points, 13 assists, and 9 rebounds is not enough to hold them down. This Grizzlies-Lakers series is starting to look like what we expected. Entertainment in the highest form.
I know the Lakers won this, but Ja's so sensational, dog. 45 with a broken. He can't even catch the ball right, bruh. 21 straight points in that game. Man.
It's a parade inside my city, yeah. Ja Morant is a special talent. Unfortunately, again, what ends careers and what stops people from reaching their truest heights are usually not performances and talent, stories and narratives. Another situation we see with Ja Morant. Young fella made some mistakes, as we all do in our lives, and they're trying to blackball him out the league. Well, blackball no longer, because when a guy's dropping damn near a 45-point triple-double in the playoffs, leading his team with one of the top 3-4 guys in your squad, ejected, get in the second half, you the truth. I don't care any way you twist it, any way you throw it, any way you put it. Ja Morant is him. If he had a little bit more veteran experience, a little bit more support on that Memphis Grizzlies roster, it'd be him we're talking about with a 2-1 lead right now, and not the LeBron and Anthony Davis Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah, even if he could have just spread out that 45 into that first quarter just a little bit more, because they scored less than 10 points. Bruh, I don't think you could do that in a game and win in this league, especially not in the first quarter. You're just climbing an uphill battle at that point that is just too intimidating. Because they played really well, actually, for the better part of that quarter, or better part of that game. But that first quarter, it was just such a deep hole. Big reason they got in that hole was none other than the man that wasn't around for too long in that game, Dylan Brooks. He shot them boys right out that building. He was ejected in the second quarter and still managed to miss about 12 to 15 shots. That is efficiency.
And I think he was, all right, that was actually mad disrespectful. Efficiency indeed. I think he was ejected sometime, maybe the first few seconds, first few minutes of the second half or something to that effect. Dylan Brooks, he took a payout. Man, after all that smack he was talking in game 3, yeah, LeBron's old, which, by the way, Dylan Brooks, man, I respect it. You got to have that ultra elite level confidence, especially when, I guess he's the Punisher on the squad. He's definitely the LeBron agitator, right? I don't want to call Dylan Brooks a Punisher in any situation, right? He's that vocal leader. He's that aggressive leader for these Memphis Grizzlies. Not only did he not give them what they needed on the defensive end for Braun, like you said, he shot them out the game and gets himself ejected, leaving a gigantic gap for Ja and the Grizzlies to try and have to figure it out. And yeah, we know they got Ja. We know they got Depoy and Jaren Jackson, right? But they've been relying on you all season, man, and you can't unfortunately go out like that. I don't think it was actually on purpose. I think he was more so going for the ball. But at the same time, like we talked about with the Draymond Green situation a little bit earlier, your reputation precedes itself.
Yeah, and he actually talked in the media, not that night because he refused to, but something got out, a quote of his saying, I think it's that media narrative they're trying to run with, that LA crowd, the LA fans. They want me to be this quote unquote villain. Come on, Dylan. You had no part in that, bro? That quote to Braun, all your antics, you ain't have no part in that?
How this guy's dressing up like a wannabe Shawn Michaels in D-Generation X. It's all fun in games, right? He said to LeBron in one of the games, why don't you talk, in the beginning of the game? Why are you talking in the fourth quarter when you're up? Bruh. Dylan Brooks, you were talking when you were up, when you were down, legit down, embarrassed, smacked out of the game. You didn't have nothing to say. And again, did not deserve the ejection. I understand that, unfortunately, in this league, once you've gained a certain image, it's hard to shed it off. I think he gets some unfair lack of credit, compared to where he was when he first got into the league. Dylan Brooks has improved strides in his game. He's impacting a team that's top 3 in the Western Conference in the regular season. You got to give people their flowers. But what is up with the antics, man? And you definitely don't want to go against somebody like the King. Didn't end up good for Lance Stevenson. Didn't end up good for the rest of the LeBron agitators. And I know for damn sure it will not end good for Dylan Brooks, okay?
Yeah. And even if it's not the 40 you want for respect, it's going to be a series loss, bro. Faraz is right in every word that he just spoke. Again, I just feel like you can't get mad about this when you're bringing it on. It's not all deserved, but you had a part in this, Dylan.
Facts.
But can I be honest? Can I be honest with the people? LeBron had them highlight dunks, but I'm a bit concerned, y'all. Dylan Brooks was low-key clamping him. All those dunks were in transition. He no longer feels like that impactful force of nature top 10 guy. I'm afraid by the time his boy, Bronny James, get in the league, Bron not going to be doing nothing but giving Al Horford minutes. He might get a transition lob or two, but that's going to be about it.
Honestly, it seems as if LeBron is slowing down, right? However, we can't get mad at LeBron for doing what we planned for him to do. You're old. We don't need you to do everything that you did. We don't need you to play the 40-something minutes. The problem that we saw with LeBron in the last 2 seasons where he's had to score 30 points a game is because his young workhorse in Anthony Davis was being a scrub.
True.
I'm just going to use that for all intensive purposes, right? He's not a scrub, but he was being a scrub. I mean, Anthony Davis deserves his respect, NBA top 75 guy. But he wasn't doing no 31-17 at any point last season in the majority of this season until after the deadline where they got that new squad and those guys like D'Lo. But when Anthony Davis is putting in work and giving you 31-17 and AR Austin Reeves, I'm about to start calling him AR, that gives you 13, right? D'Angelo Russell gives you 17 and 7. Rui gives you 16 off the bench. They're clicking on all cylinders. Jared Vanderbilt's not going to give you too many buckets all the time, but he's a great defensive presence for this Lakers team. LeBron is legitimately in La La Land. When I say in La La Land, he's in La La Land in Los Angeles, and he's in La La Land. He's so happy. He can't believe himself. He's able to win playoff games, not play 40 minutes, and not have to drop a 30-point triple-double. What is this? And I think this is going to give us an even deadlier LeBron in the later rounds when we need him. He's rested. He's been efficient up to this point. It's kind of scary. But I mean, this is the thing. This is what we envision for this team. However, to your defense, it does seem like he's slowing down. I think it's more on purpose.
I wouldn't put it past him because he's a forward thinker. He's not one of the athletes that just Russell Westbrook, I'm giving you 110 every night. He paces himself, and he said so. The other thing, too, in his defense, he did come back, only played like the final 5 games of the regular season, went straight into playing basketball. I wouldn't be surprised if his conditioning is not where he wants it to be, doing the Cleveland 48-minute games. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I guess he's earned that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I'm just saying, bro. We've said maybe when is it coming? Mother Nature tapping him on the shoulder. I think it might have happened.
You've got a point, and it's funny. I was usually the proponent of LeBron is going to be out the league, but in the last couple years, I'm seeing the longevity. I'm respecting it. I don't know if this is necessarily how LeBron wants to go out, but you guys remember how many years on the back end Kareem hung on and was effective for championships. I mean, he wasn't averaging 25 and 30 points a game, 10 rebounds, but he was giving you the 16 and 9, the 18 and 10, and I could see LeBron giving you an 18 and 8 and 5, and still being.
That's what he's doing right now.
No, he had 25 last night, 25, 5 and 9.
Let me see. I gotta see.
Don't sleep on Brown, bro. 25 this game, 28 last game, 21 the game before.
I get that basketball reference.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm looking for exactly as well. But he's averaging 24, 10.7 rebounds. The assists have dropped off, but 1.7 blocks, 1.3
point guards on that roster. This is how you know the Lakers had too many point guards. They traded away Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook this year.
Dog.
And they still have like a million point guards.
Dog, when you said it like that, yeah, because they still got however many guys that they do. Like, I mean, D'Lo, they have Dennis Schroeder, like they got LeBron, a lot of PGs. So, Ty, who you predicting taking game 4?
Game 4 will have happened by y'all, so I'm going to pull up my crystal ball and say Memphis. This is going to be 2-2. I never saw this as a lopsided series. I'm not changing on that now. 2-2 heading into game 6.
I see the Lakers, now I see them actually winning their final home game.
Well, it's 1-1-1 on the back end, and Memphis has the home court. So Game 7 will be in Memphis.
Okay, sorry. So
Game
whatever.
6 in LA, Game 5 in Memphis.
So it looks like LA gonna lock it up in 6 then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard it here first. Before we get out of here, we just want to tell y'all, remind y'all, the loyal listeners, about EvanAlexanderGrooming.com. If you're not already, make sure you're heading there for your men's hair care, grooming needs.
Don't ever play yourself. And if you're not messing with EvanAlexanderGrooming.com, that's exactly what you're doing. The best place. No. Let me correct that. The only place to get everything you need. Hair care, skin care, beard care. They got it all. You know what I mean? And when you get to that checkout, don't forget to put in promo code HOOP_plug_ at checkout. Get your little 15% off. Supporting them, supporting us. And guys, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Ty, any finishing remarks?
Nah, as always, I know we put that flavor.
As always, guys, put some flavor in your ear.
Peace.
Peace.